I'm Kristina, and Herlinda was my friend. I'd give anything in the world not to have to be up here right now, anything at all. But I consider it a tremendous honor and a privilege to have known and to have loved our beautiful Herlinda. I was truly lucky to have had her in my life as such a close friend and a trusted confidant. When remembering Herlinda, what comes to mind immediately is that huge smile of hers. That was Herlinda, that smile. All of the goodness that was in her heart, it shone through in that memorable smile. Seeing that broad smile gave us a glimpse right into her heart and into her soul. That beautiful smile was who she was. I'd like to read something that Herlinda posted on Facebook less than 2 days before she was taken from us. It's a quote that says, "A meaningful life is not being rich, being popular, being highly educated, or being perfect. It is about being real, being humble, being able to share ourselves and touch the lives of others. It is only then that we could have a full, happy, and contented life." That was her very last post says so much. You know, that was her. She was all that and so much more. And she touched so many lives, so many of us in such a profound way. I can't remember when I first met Herlinda, but we went to school together, so I can't remember ever not knowing her. We were friendly throughout our school years. I remember being active in high school in UIL and drama with her. She even went with me to one of the countless Barry Manilow concerts I used to go to back then. And we'd always reminisce about that great experience that we shared. And then, as happens so often in life, we grew up, we went our separate ways, life took us in different directions, and we lost touch. Then around 4 years ago, we reconnected through Facebook, of all places. And we started keeping up with each other and becoming closer friends. In July 2012, I suffered a huge blow. My father passed away unexpectedly, and it really tore my heart apart. The very next day, Herlinda's mother passed away. And each of us found ourselves in a state of deep grief and loss. Experiencing such a life-changing loss at the exact same time really bonded us, and we became very close. We were able to lean on each other so much during that devastating time, and ever since then, we even talked about it quite a bit. We both said that maybe it was preordained, that maybe it was supposed to happen that way, you know, for us. It was the most painful thing that had happened to each of us. And we talked about, well, if this had to happen at all, if we had to endure this loss, this pain, this grief, we were glad that it happened the way it did, and grateful that it happened the way it did. It was almost like a gift for each of us, a final gift from her mother and from my father. Out of each of our nightmares, a beautiful thing emerged, our friendship, closeness, and unbreakable bond. We became friends for life then. We both knew that, and we valued each other and what we had. So after that time, we started seeing each other often and talking constantly, keeping up with each other. We did a lot of living during these months, those intervening months, you know, and made some great memories. Along with a lot of other classmates, last December we started planning our big 30th class reunion, and so we started having meetings, and Herlinda was very involved, you know, both during the planning. We had a blast during the planning meetings and during the reunion itself. Herlinda was always there with that big smile of hers. She showed up to just about every meeting, even though she had to drive from out of town. And she's the one who helped design and order the special t-shirts that we got for our classmates. A group of us that night, we met at my house the night of the reunion, and we all went together wearing our cool new shirts, you know, Valkyria's, you know, jerseys, 30th reunion. It was a wonderful time, and right now I'd give anything to just go back to that night and have it again, you know. I'd give anything. I can't go without mentioning the Barry Manilow concert this past June. Those of you who know me know how I am when it comes to Barry. I mean, those of you who don't, you know, but anyway, I hadn't seen him in concert since 1997. When I first heard that he was coming to Texas, I was texting with Herlinda and telling her, oh, Barry Manilow's coming to Texas. I don't even want to know about it because I know I can't go, so I don't want to know what I'm missing. And she texted back, why don't you go? I said, come on, look at me. I can barely get around with my back. I don't drive. And she said, I'll take you. I'll drive. We'll go. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, no, I'm serious. I said, no way. She's like, wait. So then, I thought, why am I texting? So I called her, and she didn't even say hello. She just answered the phone. She said, I said yes. You know, and so I ordered the tickets. We had tickets way up front. We ended up, there we were. We ended up Manilow groupies. We went to 2 concerts in 2 nights. One in San Antonio, the next one in Houston. Fantastic seats, way up in the front. And we had the time of our lives. I mean, it was just, I can't even tell you. I mean, and it was a big deal for me, not just a concert. You know, it's a big deal for me. And it wouldn't have even been a remote possibility without Herlinda. I mean, there's just no way I wouldn't have been able to go. That's the kind of person she was. That's the kind of friend she was. She made that miracle happen in my life, and I'm glad we got to share it together. And I'll never forget it. That trip we made together will always go down as one of the best memories of my life, truly. I mean, that's just one of the best times ever, and even more special because Herlinda was a part of it. And she made it happen. And it was all thanks to Herlinda. And I'm sure that many of you have similar stories of her doing or making things happen or making things more special just for the love of a friend. And that was Herlinda, going out of her way to do something for somebody that she loved. And that's just a beautiful thing. That's just a rare and beautiful thing to have a friend like that. One last thing I'd like to share comes from Herlinda herself. She posted this on Facebook on July 17th, 2011, and it's not a quote, it's her own words. She wrote, laugh when you can, apologize when you should, and let go of what you can't change. Love deeply and forgive quickly. Take chances and give your everything. Life is too short to be anything but happy. You have to take the good with the bad. Love what you have. Always remember what you had. Forgive and forget, and always remember that life goes on. She lived her life by those words, and she gave us a shining example of how to do the same. Herlinda and I were friends for life. I just never could have imagined that our time would be so limited. And yet, even knowing what I know now, I wouldn't change a single thing. Not a single moment. You know, yes, my heart is broken in pieces, and I'll miss Herlinda forever. She'll be in my heart forever. And I'll probably grieve her forever. But the time I had with her, the friend that I loved, the friend who loved me, it was worth it all. It's like the words of that song. I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I've dance. And I believe at this very minute, Herlinda is looking down on us